Around the world, artificial intelligence is moving deeper into the workplace. And one of the first places it's showing up is in hiring. Companies are using AI to scan resumes, run assessments, predict how well someone might perform in a role, and even conduct interviews. For some, it looks like a way to save time, cut costs, and widen the talent pool. But for others, it raises really tough questions. Can AI really judge people fairly? What happens to privacy, to bias, to the human side of hiring? These questions aren't abstract. They matter a lot here in Africa, where a young population and rising startup culture mean hiring is happening at a much larger scale, and where global trends in tech adoption often play out differently than they do in Europe or the US. For African businesses, the stakes are high. AI could help speed up recruitment and give startups an edge, but if handled poorly, it could also lock people out of opportunities or reinforce existing inequalities. So how do we strike the right balance? How do we use AI to support hiring without replacing human judgment or creating new forms of bias? Hi, I'm Sarah. To unpack this conversation, I'm joined by Emmanuel Faith, a leading HR strategist and founder of HR Clinic. He works with organizations across Africa, helping them rethink how they attract, develop, and retain talent. Emmanuel has been watching the rise of AI tools closely, and he brings a unique perspective. One foot in the world of HR practice, the other in the realities of African business. In our conversation, we dig into where AI actually adds value in recruitment and where it doesn't, the risks companies often overlook when they rush to adopt these tools, and what practical steps leaders can take to keep the human touch in hiring while still embracing innovation. If you've ever asked yourself whether AI is about to change the way jobs are given or whether it's just another shiny new trend, this discussion is for you. African corporations, well, particularly Nigerian, because that's what I'm familiar with, use applicant tracking systems. So that's one that on this part of our world we really understand. Yeah. What kinds of data do they use in these applicant tracking systems that says, oh, this is the right candidate, this candidate is not? So just what's just generic here, and how easy is it for actual great candidates to slip through that, that system, for AI to miss out on those people?
That's a very technical question. My fellow job applicants. So before the era of AI, because I used to teach how to write a CV, how to write a cover letter and all that. Before the era of AI, when I just started my career, 7 years ago, when I am applying for a job, what I do is to go to the job description, read it thoroughly, and ensure that everything else in the job description is highlighted in my resume. For instance, if I say a job description that says proficient, basic things, proficiency in Microsoft tools, I put that in my resume. But if I see a job description that says proficiency in Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, I put that. I do not put proficiency in Microsoft tools in my resume. I put proficiency in Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. And that's how ETS works. So it says, for example, they specifically said, candidates will be able to stay in Lekki and VI, but you stay in Badore and you're lying that is Aja, and Aja is close to Lekki. You will be screwing that. I'm not sorry. But yeah, like very random things like that. So they put what the HRs do back end, the HRs, because I'm traditional. But yeah, what the HRs do back end most times is to insert exact data that they are looking for. For instance, I want to hire a full stack engineer or even a front end engineer that writes JS. If you don't write JS, don't apply. All the other language I know good for you. I want a JS person. So you can have an amazing resume, but because funnily, you might even write JS, but you just omitted it. Yes, so most times it's what are the exact metrics I'm looking for in my candidate, and then they prune that. Now there are conversations around that when I don't even get to pros and cons around. Oh, so do you miss out on the great candidates because they didn't have something? Guess what? Why are we using AI? To save time. So we sadly cannot excuse an omission of a candidate who did not sell themselves holistically, or who use one CV to apply to 7 different jobs instead of tailoring CVs. And I'm emphasizing on this because I know that there is this part, I'm for candidates. I want candidates to get good jobs. So when you are applying for, and the truth is, you don't even know which HR is traditional like me and which HR is tech savvy, and it's using AI, right? So it's just best to play safe. read through job descriptions thoroughly. That you are applying, and I think I said this, I also did in my YouTube videos, that you are applying to a finance analyst role at KPMG and PwC does not mean that they will ask for the same thing. Which then means that you cannot use one CV, or you should not use one CV to apply to finance. And I'm using finance analyst, PwC, KPMG, both of them are big four. So you would expect that both of them want the same thing. I'm sorry, sometimes they don't. Because by the time you even get in, you might discover that what the financial analyst does at KPMG is totally different from what they do at PwC. So read the job description thoroughly and ensure that the things that are highlighted in job description are highlighted in your resume.
So tools like ECS, they are garbage in, garbage out.
90%.
Interesting.
And I necessarily say 90% because sometimes there are some very patient recruiters like Emmanuel Faith who then goes and say, oh, why this person? Also, networking, guys. So sometimes you get people say, oh, this person applied for this role, and the person's resume had been screened out. I'm like, okay, what went wrong with your resume? And then you go back, and then because you check that person's resume, you then check, okay, let's check the other ones that the ATS screened out and see if we missed out on the gem. But that doesn't happen 9 out of 10% times. It only happens 1 out of 10 times.
Interesting. All right, so I know you.
Welcome to the future of recruitment.
you spoke about briefly, in passing, about AI doing job interviews, and I know that a lot of people have been speaking about that as well. People say it's degrading.
I don't like it.
It's that I've done all I can. I've worn my suits, and then I log in. So. Because I used to work in human resources, and I know that when you're interviewing someone, there are certain nuances that you catch, right? That their CV may not have caught. So some people may not look good on paper, but when they talk to you, you know that, oh, they can actually do it. So are there things, is this something that can be done with, don't you think that with AI, we are missing out on all of these things?
So an interesting way to answer that question is to do an anagrammic illustration. Content has evolved. For instance, one of my Gen Z friends, 2 of them came around very recently, and they were watching videos on TikTok. They were just swiping after 3 seconds. And at some point I'm like, wait, like watch that video. Why did you just swipe? And I had to watch the video because I had seen the video and it was good content. I was like, oh, the first seconds were boring. And that is what is happening in the 21st century. So just the way when you swipe 5 times, you missed out on good content, but because the first 3 seconds did not grab your attention, you moved on. I will not even deny that, a lot of companies are probably missed out on a lot of great candidates because AI screened some people out because they were not inadequate per the metrics that they had given AI. And it's interesting, I met one of my, she's a senior leader in the HR space very recently. I interviewed with our company 5 years ago, and I did not get the job. And I was teasing her, how does it feel now to miss out on a superstar, right? And it doesn't mean that whoever they hired into the role did not do an amazing job. Of course, they have done an amazing job like I did, right? But people will miss out on candidates. But why are we partnering with AI? Because we want to do things faster and better. And AI is doing things faster and better. So.
Wow. Interesting. So we have now come to the pros and the cons. I want to see because I know that you said that sometime at Cowrywise you got like about over 2,000 applications. And I was reading that I can't remember, I think it was McKinsey or Google, they had put out an application and they got millions because we know that those companies, Google, McKinsey, they'll get millions of applications. So we know that HR personnel can actually not go through this. It would be inhumane to actually ask them to read 2 million applications because you don't want AI to do anything and because you think that you are being cheated out of a job.
As a way of disclaimer, we actually read through the 2,000. I'm not sure. Because I was even I was a lead. I was still more junior. I was 4 or 5 years. Now I'm a senior HR professional. I do know that.
Before we go into pros and cons, how did you read through 2,000? How did you
so we shared it between HR lead, HR associates, customer experience manager, then we had 2 customer experience leads.
Okay.
So what we had done was to, again, which is now what we do with AI, what we had done was to design a metric. These are the people we are looking for. Excellent. Has done the customer experience before, has done customer experience in a fintech, or has worked in a fintech, or has worked in a bank. Again, give you the probability in school and or like a Venn diagram. So we just kept on listing the metrics, and then we had a very interesting tool then, which also sort of made it faster, Breezy HR. So we could swipe, we could work simultaneously on one platform, and then we could also like swipe, so you can easily move someone to excellence, to good, to put on hold, and everything. So that was like the first thing we did. So we scrapped out all the bad one, all the mechanic, carpenters. So I want to get to tech by force, right? So we scrapped them out, and then we now moved to. So we had excellence locked in. So good, very good. Do we want to move good, very good to good? Do we want to move good to very good? So at the end, for that first, I admitted like over 1,000 people. I think by the time we started the interview process proper, we were just dealing with like 800 people. So and then we sent, I think the first one was a written test. Again, AI. So when that written test came back, we screened out bad grammar. So that Nigerians are Jesus. Did you even not do English in school? And I'm sure we remember the experience. People vote bad grammar. You want to shame our customers? You use a deposit instead of deposit. Or you withdraw instead of. Yes, so that bad grammar alone screened out like 400 people. And then the next 400 we gave a video interview. I know AI did not watch it, so we watched the videos. And then I think we ended up with final 30, then final 10, then final 5. We almost hired 50%, but we could not approve the budget, so budgets.
Interesting. So so that's, I mean, I feel like that is in itself a pro for AI, because it's a long process.
I really use AI. I really use 1,005.
I feel like in the process, the team is even tired, and they probably just be like,
And then we didn't do another recruitment for like the next 18 months. That's why we were in the buyer uniform, just to the manager. Please just approve for, so we know that
you're not doing it again.
Yes, but so again, that's like I said, that's why AI is now coming to partner with us, so that we don't have to spend hours going through 2,000 resumes.
All right, so now to the pros and cons.
Yeah.
So can you tell us some of the pros on the side of AI, that this is what AI is solving, and cons, how can we balance it with the role that humans should play, so we don't outsource everything to tools?
No, those are very important questions, especially because AI is not going anywhere. I told my friend that, TechBet is driving to go and talk about AI. They say, sorry, 30 plus man. We know you don't like talking about AI. So pros obviously is the speed, the agility, we call it, what's the, there's a time, is it time to hire, time to fill. Recruiters are able to achieve their faster time to hire, time to fill, because then AI has helped you eliminate a lot of manual things that you will do, like Emmanuel Faith will do. But so speed, definitely agility. If you look at cost to time also, because as an HR business partner, I do not think about cost and cost. If I'm spending $10, I'm thinking, how much of time is this $10 saving me? So if I would spend 5 hours to read 500 resumes, and AI would help me read it in 50 minutes, and I can spend 5 hours doing something else that's a strategic function, then the $10 I'm paying is not, it's like a good cost for me, right? So in terms of time to cost, AI is also very advantageous, because most of them are not pricey, and I can tell you that for free. Most of them are not pricey. If you are like a small startup, when you say, come and pay $10, man, like it looks like big money. But if you look at all these corporations, the cost of AI, there's a democratization that is going on that helps set like a price limit. So it's actually also advantageous. So that's the pros: agility, speed. I cannot add accuracy. Sorry. But time to cost. Cons is, what is fascinating about AI is really that, again, back to my anagram of my Gen Z friends swiping a TikTok video after 30 seconds. I think the first cons is that we are in a generation where there is extremely low span of attention. And then even before AI became mainstream, you've heard, I don't know when you graduated, but like when you get to job market, you hear all these people that want to put fear in our hearts. Says, recruiter only read CV in 6 seconds. I'm very question.
Grab the attention in the first
Right, I can tell you what AI is doing now, right? Yes, so it's can you actually spend time working on your resume? Pay attention to job description, guys. I'm begging in the name of the Lord. Pay attention to job description and stop using one CV to apply for 7 jobs. See, I used to tell people again, and I can talk from a balanced perspective because I'm not talking just as an HR VP that's come to say sweet things. I was in the job market for a year, so I can give you a balanced perspective. It is better to apply to 20 solid jobs than to 200 haphazard jobs. Like people like, how much jobs have I applied to? I did 300. I'm not interested in doing 300. If I do 30 and those 30, I know that I put my best foot forward. Then let's see what the heavens has in store for me. So so that's literally the cons. The fact that it is machine and you are asking a machine to do an human job. So no matter how detailed, and that will probably be when we are concluding, I'll speak more on that. No matter how detailed the metrics are, no matter how humane the HRs at the back end have been. So for example, when we were setting those metrics for the role at Cowrywise, and we said, I remember that one of the CX leaders said, let's add bank too. We're not going to add bank. But someone said, if someone has worked in a bank, then the person will be able to work in a fintech. That means if we didn't have the person at the meeting of discussion, we might have missed out on candidates. Funnily, I think 2 of the people who hired out on the 4 came from banks. So, at the back end, HRs would have discussions, would set metrics, would input that metrics into the AI. But on your own end, we would definitely miss out on great people because we are asking machines to do
it. So inevitably will happen.
But what we can hope is that, which is what ends up happening anyway, that AI is able to screen out the weeds and then we're able to get to the best crops.
Okay. I mean, you've said a lot about what applicants should do, but I think that just also, what advice would you give to people who we have to adapt, right?
Definitely.
There's no way we can't. So what advice would you give to people in the current job market? They have to, apply and they have to meet with AI and they meet with humans. Okay. So what advice would you give to them?
Okay, so the straight up thing is be open-minded. It sounds very big, but I just told you people that, like on TV or global TV, I don't know if they will carry this now, that it is in 2025 that I'm deliberately putting my hand and my leg in learning like a lot about AI, because I can't call myself like an HR thought leader and I'm not adapting to the trends. Either I use that trend in my current workplace or not, right? So it's just really being open-minded. Don't say, I see people say something like, immediately this video interview, get me out. So if your dream company asks you to do video interview, you go do it, you go do it. You go do it. So just be open-minded. Like don't close your mind before it happens. Let it even happen first. Like interact with, when I'm doing my 1-year job search, I did AI interviews, I did video interviews, I did just an interview. I'm like, I was so excited, I had prepared. I just logged in, I just saw so the video that first played was the CEO speech, and then the next speech was a machine telling me what to do next. You prepped.
Yeah, I can see your suit.
No, I was a tech updates. I just want. And in the surprising of the surprising, they actually passed around. Yeah, right. So just don't close your mind before it even happens. Like be open-minded, and you pick lessons as you go, and that's the honest truth. There are jobs that I did not get that me and I imagine guys are still friends till date. There are jobs that I did not get that they reached out to me for a job later, but I already had something, right? So treat the old. I think I have a YouTube video on that. Treat the old job application process as a learning experience. The ones that you miss out on because of whatever reasons, jot the lessons. Note, actually, just a feedback. I can mention this because the HR manager is a pal. I was the hiring manager of BCG. And she said I spoke fast. But it was a very helpful feedback because my next interview, when I answer a question, I didn't take a pause. And I actually speak fast, guys. I speak at 1.5 minutes. That's what my friends say. So I didn't take a pause to say, do you understand? Is there any part you want me to double down on? Is there any question that I didn't ask answer that you would want me to explain again. So like just take the Nelly experience and like just I did something very recently. There was one interview and they gave me one psychometric test. I had never heard about them before, and of course I failed. And so when I was done, and I'm not sharing practical experiences because that's why they brought me here. Not tell me to go and give you a special. When I was done, what did I do? I just went to YouTube straight. What is this psychometric test? How come I've never heard about them?
Yeah.
And they like watch like 20 something videos about them. I kept it moving. I don't know if I'll apply for any job anytime soon, but like I am very sure that was a learning experience for me and will come and so don't close your mind to things. Don't drag onto it. Don't see we are humans. Like I just told you that we were 2000. We are literally humans. Our desire is not to send you rejection mail immediately you apply. So just be open-minded, and try to follow trends, study trends, and adapt to them.
Right, thank you. So finally, your whole business.
I feel like that's your penultimate question.
Your whole business is human resources.
Yes.
So, what in human resource innovation and technology excites you? When you think about how technology is impacting hiring, human resources, and people management.
It's interesting because what I want to talk about is not like a core tech thing, but it's also media driven. And one thing I'm really excited about right now, if you know me personally, I was telling the gorgeous lady behind the mic that I'm very passionate about employer branding. I am seeing in the last 1 year, I've seen a lot of EGC, employee generated content, where firms that used to be conservative or will literally not do things around this kind of initiative and ideas are now leveraging employee generated content to promote the organization, to promote the culture. So we see a lot of, one that is popular even on TikTok is Amara of UBA. And I see a lot of this is what a day looks like in something. People used to hate to work in bank. But now Amara of UBA is not making it anxiety. Everybody that wants to work with Amara of UBA, right? And we see a lot. There was a recruitment that happened, I think, for first year associates in some certain law firms. And like for that week, I was just seeing all of them posting. I say, you law firms have joined the campaign too. Wow, exciting. Right? But it's really exciting to now see firms see that employees can drive perception of a workplace and leverage that. There's one of my friends in Canada. He's an African in Canada. I think he's even the only one in his department. And he's also a singer, a professional musician. And like the company shot a whole documentary about his day, how he works, how he's juggling music, he work, how his whole company, he qualified for the, I think, Canadian final rounds of karaoke, something. His whole company went to watch him and he documented the process. That's really exciting. That's an amazing DEI initiative, right? So I'm really excited to see how companies are leveraging social media to tell unique stories about employees without coming to say, "Oh, this is a good place to work."
So it tells a lot about their culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.
I know more last.
No, you called me out. So I was like, no.
No, ask it.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay,
Thank you.
And fireworks, guys. For HR professionals, I like to say that machine learning and AI and everything have come to partner with us. We should always remember that they are partners. They are not the A to Z, the alpha and omega. They are really partners. Number two, either you use AI or not, one of the fastest way of people experiencing your culture is through recruitment. So even when you're using AI, be very thoughtful. And then lastly, for candidates, be as thorough as possible in your job application. It's better to apply for 10 jobs very well than to apply for 100 jobs at first. Thank you very much.
Thank you.